This online lecture presents the content that goes into cover letters as well as tips for designing and formatting cover letters. Employers want to hire individuals who can communicate well, whether speaking or writing. They say this consistently in an annual survey conducted by the National Association of Colleges Employers. In fact, this year they rated communication #1 among the soft skills which they value. Interestingly, they also said this in the same survey that candidates lack these very skills. What does this mean for you as you look for jobs and internships? Knowing that employers seek skilled communicators, you can demonstrate this proficiency by crafting a powerful and persuasive cover letter to accompany your resume. 91% of executives polled indicate cover letters are valuable when evaluating job candidates. The cover letter is the first opportunity to make a positive impression on hiring managers. It's a chance to provide context to your resume. In this online lecture, we'll identify the content to include in cover letters as well as give you an opportunity to write a cover letter as an assignment. The first paragraph is your introduction and should be 3 to 4 sentences long. Name the position for which you're applying and indicate how you learned the opening. State briefly why you're interested in the organization or what you know about the organization. A good place to go to find facts and details about an organization is on the news and information or press releases section of the company website. Including some of this information strengthens your cover letter and demonstrates your interest in the company. Try to get the reader's attention. You might mention a name or refer to an article, event, or experience that led you to make this contact. And then lastly, connect your experience and your education to the specific position you're applying for. Rather than saying I'm interested in the legal field because I think it's intellectually stimulating, explain why you want to work specifically for that organization. Here's an example. I'm interested in working for Brookings Peterson LLC because I share your firm's passionate commitment to social justice. Employers are looking to see that you have done your research about the company and that you are showing that you offer the skills they want. The body of your letter should be 1 or 2 paragraphs in length. This is an opportunity for you to make the match by outlining your qualifications and skills as they relate to the job. However, do not repeat all the information on your resume. Select your most important qualifications for that position and elaborate on that information, telling specific stories or examples. When responding to a job announcement, refer to those requirements listed in the announcement to facilitate the task of matching you to the job. Consider mentioning your enclosed resume to the readers. The body of your cover letter should contain success statements. A good success statement starts with an action verb and describes your skill, task, or responsibility. You identify any software programs or equipment you use to accomplish that task, and you conclude by indicating your success by using numbers or stating the results. This slide presents a few good success statements. I do not want to see statements that are vague and can apply to anybody, such as I'm a hard worker with many useful and appropriate skills. Just about anyone applying for a position is a hard worker that can have useful skills, but you want to show what specific skills you have that make you stand out from all of the other candidates. The final paragraph is your closing. Make a specific request for an interview or indicate that you will phone in the near future to see if an appointment can be arranged, particularly if it's a position that's out of state or further away and you may happen to be in that city for a period of time. You could let them know that to stimulate a meeting about the position. Make sure your closing is not vague, but makes a specific action from the reader likely. Offer to share your portfolio. Lastly, thank the reader for taking time to read your letter. HR professionals have provided differing opinions on whether or not you should make a demand to call and schedule an interview. Some HR professionals want to maintain that power and decide who they want to contact for an interview, while some HR professionals view that as having a candidate with initiative. You need to do research about the company to see what might be best as an approach. The Career Center at the University of California, Berkeley interviewed several HR professionals to share their tips for writing effective cover letters.
I think a cover letter is effective when it conveys the passion for which you have for the industry that you're applying for. Above that, establishing a connection with the person you're writing to definitely helps your cover letter stand out. Ultimately, however, understanding what the employer is looking for in a candidate and making sure that's mentioned in the cover letter succinctly will help your cover letter shine.
Don't make a cover letter too long. What makes it effective is really describing why you want to work for the company. I hate receiving the good old replace all. I'm replacing McKinsey with Triage Consulting Group, and then they forget to change the name of the position.
It's the research that you do before writing the cover letter that makes it most effective. You want to research the company, the position, and why you think that this is the right fit for you in terms of the company, the culture, the job description, and also it'd be very effective if you've had a chance to meet with one of the representatives from the company, and you could reference them in the cover letter. I think that's a great plus. I think in general, resume, cover letter, it's very important to make sure that you communicate effectively and clearly. Make sure everything is, spell checked, everything's grammatically correct is important.
Do your homework. Make sure that the cover letter is addressed to someone that you're interested in meeting with. If you come to a career fair or if you're applying for a specific position, come up with a cover letter for each company that you're interested in talking to. The more specific a cover letter is that shows that you know who that company is, what they do, and how your skills and interests can help them, that's what's going to get you your interview.
An effective one would be a short and concise one, really listing relevant information to the job.
Don't put names of friends that used to work that you aren't in touch with anymore, because I will ask that person what they think about you, and if they don't remember who you are, I'll think you're lying.
Being too general, not understanding what the company does. I work for the PlayStation division of Sony, for instance, but Sony's a very large company, and if somebody comes to me with a cover letter that says Sony Electronics and they're interested in designing televisions, it's very different from what we do. So I want to know that they've done enough homework and that the cover letter is specific so that they know who we are and are interested in working exactly with us.
Some people might like to write a general cover letter and just change a few names or a few job titles and just send it out to the recruiters, and it's actually quite obvious. And so I would suggest avoiding being general and being broad.
What makes a cover letter effective?
I think a cover letter is effective when it conveys the passion for which you have for the industry.
Now that we know the elements to include in the cover letter, let's discuss the writing style we need to use. Some specific points to remember are the following. To ensure visual consistency, use the same header style and general formatting style as used on your cover letter and resume. While it's important in your competitive market to set yourself apart by calling extra attention to your materials, negative attention never works. Your inability to follow directions as an applicant worries employers about whether you'll be able to follow directions on the job. Most organizations spend time writing their position descriptions, determining what qualifications are sought after in a pool of qualified candidates, prior to posting the announcement broadly. In addition, they set up a system whereby they could most efficiently and effectively receive and review applicants. The instructions serve a purpose to move the process along by making the reviewer's job easier. Most importantly, the system helps them identify the best candidate, you. Going outside that system, whether by choice or by the lack of attentiveness to your detail, diminishes your chance of moving forward in their process. Recruiters only glance at a cover letter for 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds at the most, because they know exactly what they're looking for. Use short sentences, especially at the beginning and end of your cover letters. A cover letter will have no more than 3 to 4 paragraphs with 3 to 7 sentences in each. Usually the first and last paragraphs are shorter than those in the middle. Focus on what you have to offer rather than on what the prospective employer has to offer you. You can achieve this by writing about your relevant qualifications in a way that encourages readers to perceive you as being a valuable asset to the company. And your writing can show your personality, capture attention, and allow the recruiter to get to know you. HR personnel have different thoughts about how to send your resume. You can attach a cover letter that includes your formatted cover letter and your resume. Be sure to reference your attachment in the body of your email. Due to computer capacity and capability issues, an employer may not be able to open your attached documents. Converting your documents to a PDF file format may help you to avoid these issues. Consider sending a follow-up email to ensure the employer was able to open your attachment. Some computer systems may block emails with any attachment in order to avoid viruses. In addition to cutting and pasting your cover letter into your body of your email message, you can attach a copy of your resume that is well formatted and easy to read. You can also choose to cut and paste a plain text version of your resume in the email message after your cover letter. This technique can be done when no attachments are allowed per the directions on the application materials. When sending your cover letter and resume via email, you should reference the job title or number on the subject line of the email message. Some email messages will be sent directly to a human resources or personnel department. Including the job title or number helps ensure that your application gets to the right person. It's not acceptable to just attach a resume or a cover letter to a message and not contain a body of text introducing yourself and stating the reason for sending the message. You do not need to include the following items in an emailed cover letter: your return address, the organization's information, the date, or your handwritten signature. Simply start your email with a salutation of your cover letter. Use the email signature to include your address, email, phone number, website, or social media. Now that you've watched this video on writing effective cover letters, you also need to be aware of the capitalization issues, since proofreading and spell checking are such important components that the employers mentioned. Do not capitalize job titles and ranks unless used with a particular person's name. An example of this is, I was given your name by Michelle Geller, a marketing professor at the University of Delaware, who told me about the marketing associate position with ABC Consulting. Please note that the title after Michelle Geller's name is lowercase, as well as the job title in which this individual is applying for. You do not capitalize seasons, school terms, academic years, or centuries. However, you would capitalize the official name of universities, colleges, schools, divisions, departments, offices, or official bodies. An example of this would be Charles Denson, president of Nike Inc., is an alumnus of the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. In this sentence, we have made sure to capitalize the company name, the school name, and the university's name. Do not capitalize academic majors with the exception of languages. You would also not capitalize degree titles like doctorate, doctor's degree, master's degree, bachelor's degree, or baccalaureate. And academic subjects are considered common nouns and are not capitalized. I am taking technical writing. That's a subject, but it's not the title of the course that you're taking. You would capitalize academic course titles in languages, such as, I am taking technical and professional communication principles.